We have the full moon at 5 degrees of Leo happening on January 25th at 9:53 a.m. Pacific, which is 12:53 p.m. Eastern. Check your local time to see when this lunar event is occurring for you. Welcome to the first full moon of 2024. And since it's a peak cycle lunar event, this moon has a name. Well, it's known for two names. January's full moon is known as a wolf moon and a hunger moon. The first full moon of the year got its name due to the abundance of wolves that were out during ancient times. Winter is typically a dry season, it is typically a barren season, so these wolves would howl out of hunger due to insufficient resources. And of course, this makes sense because, again, winter is a barren time, but also other animals are hibernating during this period, leading to it being a time of scarcity. Because of this moon's association with needs, this may be a time where you're assessing what's nourishing you. So from a spiritual perspective, it may be a phase for you to take stock in what's bringing you safety, sustenance, and comfort. So this is a phase to consider what starves you or drains your resources. And so this could be on a financial level, this can be on an emotional level, this can be on a physical level, since this could be a very depleting time. Energetically, this moon is rough around the edges with some karmic undertones. And speaking of undertones, the vibes on the graph has some low-grade amounts of energy, meaning we might have some subtle moods that are going on in the background, leading to moments where we're not able to pinpoint our emotions and how we're feeling. And with this, there are low-grade amounts of solitude, emotional sensitivity, family and friends, good luck, drive and ambition, plus psychic vibes. So there could be some underlining feelings going on that day. Maybe it's a day where you're wanting a little space, but you're not sure if that's really what you want. Maybe it's a day where you feel touchy and you're not exactly sure where it's coming from. Maybe it's a day where, you're having light communication with family and friends, or getting light psychic hits about what you should do next with the drive and ambition and the good luck energy. But we also have some noticeable energies over the next 48 hours. There's a steady stream of romantic energy, mental and social vibes. So even though we're having these underlying feelings, there could be moments where we want to hang out with people. There could be moments where we need some sort of interaction. It could also be a very flirty time, and it could be a time where we're trying to figure out what our next steps is with that mental energy that's popping up. And speaking of mental energy, this could be a time to really consider how far we've came on our journey, because this is a full moon and this is a time where we reflect on what we've built and the positive qualities of a sign that we were trying to adopt into our lives to improve our lives during the new moon in that exact sign. And since this is Leo energy, back around August 16th of 2023, this could have been a time where we set intentions within that sign. So think about what was going on with you regarding Leo energy 6 months ago. How have you taken pride in yourself so you're happy with everything that you put your energy into, the things that you're passionate about, and how you connect with your sense of self? This could have been a time of working on your ego so that way you have a healthy expression of that. And by doing so, we build up self-assurance, we build up courage, we build up the confidence we need to stand out in the world and connect with our regal side. This could have also been a period to own who you are, your talents, and other things that you bring to the table, which helped you understand the importance of not always being so humble. There is nothing wrong with being humble. At the same time, we know that there's an unhealthy end to that, where you don't take credit for all the things that you put out into the world, or you don't know how to take compliments. Sometimes being too humble doesn't allow us to speak up when we should, because there are times in life where you need to sell yourself, and the unhealthy end of humble tends to get in the way of that. Some of this can tie into also learning the importance of expressing yourself, because closed mouths don't get fed. Some of the ways we could have learned to be more open with who we are is developing the skill of self-expression, which can be through our talents, any type of creativity, the way we style ourselves, or even through our home or food. So this could have been a time of developing an immense amount of creativity and self-expression. Coming back to being less humble and taking pride in yourself, this could have been a time where you're realizing that you need to take credit for the creativity that you pour into the world. So this could have been a phase where you're realizing that blending in isn't working for you, and the importance of standing out for your uniqueness, or understanding that it's important for you to take up space in the world as well. So through this period, it could have been a time of working on being seen, because you're at a point where you're ready to display your skills to the world, or a career of sorts, or through social media, through YouTube, through podcasts, because it's time to shine for those extraordinary skills that you have. When we start considering these types of things in Leo energy, we start to understand that it's okay to want the spotlight every once in a while. Aside from the standout energy of Leo, was this a period where you were looking at some of the relationships in your life and recognizing that you need more loyalty from the people around you? Because another way to take pride in yourself is to have worthy people around you. Leo energy is about genuinely giving from our hearts and being loyal to others. Unfortunately, sometimes we don't get that back in return. So this could have been a period where you were deciding that you needed more of that in your life. This could have been a period of weeding out unreliable people, and especially those you can't trust with your heart. So this could have been a period where you learned how to be more selective and recognize to only come from a heart-centered place when you're dealing with people who deserve that. So hopefully this was a time where you took a dignified stance in your life, learned it's okay to take center stage for a change, learned the importance of accepting nothing less than loyalty in your life, and learned why it's time to find your place in the sun. Let's look at these transits and see what we can expect from this lunar event. As a reminder, don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps this channel grow. And if you'd like to support the work of this channel, you could do so by buying me a fresh cup of coffee. There's a link in the description box below. So, kind of like I was saying earlier in the podcast, this moon is rough around the edges and it has some karmic undertones. We have 3 chart rulers for this lunar event: the Sun for Leo, Saturn and Uranus for Aquarius, since the Sun is in Aquarius. Anytime we have full moons, we have an opposition between the Sun and the Moon. And so we always consider the ruler for the Sun as well, which it happens to be Aquarius season, the opposite of Leo. The Sun is making harsh transits to the Moon, Jupiter, and Saturn. For this reason, we may feel like our moods are fluctuating. One moment, we could be feeling jolly and optimistic about our future. The next, we might be feeling gloomy. The next, we might be feeling a sense of just dread or feeling as though things are just very uncertain. The Sun is also coming off of that rare conjunction with Pluto as well. Annually, the Sun and Pluto conjunct. However, they have not conjuncted in Aquarius in a very long time. They haven't conjuncted in Aquarius in a couple of centuries. So for this reason, we could be looking at ways to transform our circumstances, especially the ones that are bogging us down, because we're ready to move forward, have progress, and find alternative solutions to complex problems. Speaking of which, the modern ruler for Aquarius, Uranus, is making a connection with the nose that's complex, but it's also going to go direct in a few days. So this planet is stationing and it's at full power and capacity. Because of this, we could have sudden revelations about what to do next and how we can bust out of a stale period, how we can bust out of behavior that's been holding us back for a long time. It could be a period where we're realizing that we need to live our life on our own terms and the importance of being our authentic selves. But it can also be a period of karmic shakeups. So this might be a time where there's a lot of kismic energy going on around us. On top of all of this intense energy, the moon is making connections to Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in an edgy way. This could be a period where we're having to work on relationship situations and finances with the Venus stuff. The Jupiter stuff could show us where we're blowing things out of proportion. Contrasting that, the Saturn stuff can show us where we're minimizing situations. And the Pluto situation could show us where we're needing to let go of things that no longer serve us. So this is going to be a period where we're really having to make a lot of changes in order to see the progress that we want in our lives. The signs that will feel this lunar event more than others will be the fixed modality: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, between 0 to 10 degrees of these zodiac placements. So if you have chart points or planets in these signs, you'll feel this lunar event more than others. But yeah, we haven't had a full-on edgy full moon in quite some time. But when you think about it transit-wise, this is a pretty karmic time, especially with all the Plutonic stuff and especially with the Uranian stuff going on. Anyway, I hope you all have the best full moon in Leo ever. Later, and see you in the next episode.